Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Asgardians and mutants alike. Welcome to another Leah Maiden gameplay video. Back with more Marvel Strike Force today, where we're going to be taking a look at the Asteroid M event, through which we're going to unlock Magneto.
What's a Magneto?
Now, we recently had an announcement that the Asteroid M event is going to be increasing in frequency. It's now going to appear every 6 to 7 weeks in the game, which is actually a pretty significant increase from its previous frequency of appearance. So they seem to be adding it to these it's not going to be permanent, but they seem to be adding it to these more permanent events that they've got set up. I Am Iron Man, Chasing Fury, and Princess and the Symbiote. They only just made Princess and the Symbiote permanent. It seems as though maybe they're trying to work towards something a little bit like the journey guide that we see in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Introduced that about a year ago, roundabout, I want to say, and it's one of the better introductions, one of the better changes I think they've made to the game. It means that you have these permanent legendary events that you can now access at any time. Events are added to this permanent list after they've been in the game for a while. I think it is a great addition. It really makes some of these legendary characters a lot more accessible. Hopefully, we're beginning to see the first steps towards something similar in Marvel Strike Force. Anyway, Asteroid M, increased frequency, going to be around every 6 weeks or so. Let's take a look right now. So we got another 2 days of this. As of the recording of this video, probably going to have about a day by the time this goes up. So if you're seeing this, get on that and unlock Magneto. So you unlock Magneto with 5 X-Men or Brotherhood characters, and he unlocks at 5 stars. So ultimately, you're going to need those X-Men or Brotherhood characters to be 5-star characters. So this is the team that I'm going to go with today. It's a full Brotherhood team. This is actually a beginner's Brotherhood team. I made a video about this team. It's a great first villains team because it unlocks Magneto for you. Also gets you on your way with Mystique and Sabretooth there toward the Emeraudas team, which is one of the most powerful teams in the game. I'll put a link in the top right hand corner to that video. Check it out if you've got a chance. But this is the team that we're going to be using. 242,190 combined team power. That's going to be way too much. This is going to be a walk in the park. But this team is just so useful. I couldn't resist gearing them up. Now for this video, as with most of my videos, I've waited until I have a decently geared 5-star team in order to start. But in order to complete tier 1, you only need those characters at 1 star, tier 2, 2-star, tier 3, 3-star, and so on and so forth. Just bear in mind that in order to get the full 310 shards that you need to unlock Magneto at 5-star, you will have to be able to get all the way to the end of tier 5. But let's take a look at tier 1. Now in the past I've gone through and kind of read all of these little speeches back and forth telling the story. I'm not going to do that today. If you really want to get invested in the story that they're spinning here around this event, then play the event yourself. This video today, we're just going to focus on the actual fighting that happens in the tiers, the actual battles. So we're going to skip most of that. So here we go. I'm going to select my team from my roster because I want them in this particular squad lineup. I want Toad there in the middle to take the initial assaults because he's actually the only 7-star character that I have. Guess I probably should have gone through that at first as well. Everyone is 5-star except for Toad, who's actually 7-star. He's really easy to star up because you get him from the Blitz store. So I want him taking damage first of all, and then I'm going to use the taunts on Blob and Juggernaut to really distract, to take some of that damage away. And it looks like we get to borrow Magneto. Now look at these enemies here. They are so incredibly weak. I'm going to go for Sniper first, but I don't really think this is going to be much of a thing at all. Wow. Toad taking out 3 on his opening assault there. Boom. And the defenders. This is not going to be... Wow. Wow. There you go. We were way overpowered for that tier. That was not even fair. Boom. Tier 1 in the bag. Victory indeed. So there you go. We get our first 15 shards on the way to Magneto. And there we go. So 310 for the unlock. That's a 5-star unlock. You need those 5-star tunes in order to do that. We've got them today, but you can go through the tiers and just kind of collect as you go. Tier 2 is going to give us another 30 shards. Yeah. Just want to skip through all of this. Oh, skip too many times. Basically, I'm going to use exactly the same squad. Couldn't be using the same squad every single time. Said this before, but all of the unlocks that I've played in Marvel Strike Force, they're really not very challenging. Unlocks in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is often a lot of theory crafting. You have to play around with mods in order to be able to unlock some of the higher tier legendary characters. But Marvel Strike Force, as long as you seem to be hitting the minimum criteria required for each tier, it seems to be a pretty straightforward task to actually unlock these characters, and so far Magneto seems to be no different. So I'm going to go ahead and preemptively say that as long as you have your characters, your 5 X-Men or 5 Brotherhood characters at 5-star, you can probably do this with gear 9. You might not even need all of them geared up to gear 9. Really, you're just using the stars, that requirement of having 5 in order to unlock. If you had just, say, 3 really good characters and you wanted to take them up to gear 11 and then 2 just trash characters, you don't even need to gear them up. I think you could probably walk through this just knowing that your trash characters are going to die every time. You're going to be carried through by your 3 more powerful characters. I mean, there you go. Tier 2, boom, just like that. Easy peasy. Another 30 shards in the bag. Okay, so tier 3, this is where we need our 3-star characters. Again, we're just going to be using exactly the same squad. Just going to fly through all of this dialogue here. I guess I could just press skip. Let's do it. So yeah, I think that's the one thing. And maybe some of the, like maybe Phoenix or Black Bolt and Ebony Maw, I don't know, maybe they're more difficult to unlock. If you know, if you've unlocked those characters, let me know down below. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe some of those unlocks, legendary unlocks, are really difficult. But so far that has just not been my experience. So Black Panther, unfortunately, my friend, you're not going to survive this, even with your hand accomplices. I'm not even using ultimates. I'm basically... I mean, I did just then with Toad, but I'm basically just going in with people's basics here because it's not even worth it. It feels like it's really unfair. The squad is so overpowered. I think if you were to bring in the Brotherhood, if you were, for example, to watch my video, the one that I did on the Brotherhood, if you were to farm that team, really easy team to get, so it'd be this team that I'm using right here. If you were to take them to gear tier 7, I think you could do this. I think you could unlock Magneto. At 5-star, as long as they're all at 5-star and gear tier 7, because this really is not difficult at all. There we go. I love that that ability that Blob has there, just to get all of those buffs. Boom. Basic just took out that last enemy standing in our way of victory. Look at all those buffs that Blob is rocking at the end there. Just such a great character. I really think the combination of, and that's another 55 shards, really think the combination of Juggernaut and Blob, and you get all that synergy between Toad and Blob, it's really great. And this Brotherhood team's really good. Now, of course, once I've unlocked Magneto, really soon, I'm going to put Magneto on this team with Pyro, and I'm going to take out Mystique and Sabretooth because they're going to go on my Emeraudas team. So the lineup that I'm going to use for Brotherhood after this is going to be Magneto, Pyro, Toad, Blob, and Juggernaut. Okay, so this is Red Skull. Now, Red Skull is pretty tough. Let's see if this is any more difficult. Tier 4 we're at now. It doesn't look like it. Look how weak these enemies are. I am enjoying getting to use Magneto's abilities, though, I have to say. Okay, so Red Skull calling in a lot of Hydra reinforcements, but here we go. If we can just take him down. Here we go, this is it. Mystique's going to take him out. Boom, there we go. Okay, this is over. I mean, once you've taken out Red Skull, he was obviously the big boss for this tier. Yeah, Iron Man. Nothing. Boom. There we go. Vision kicked in the face by Mystique. Well, there we go. That was tiers 1 through 4. Very, very easy so far. This next tier, tier 5, this is the unlock tier. So we're at 180. 180. So we're almost there. We just need 130 extra shards, and that's what we're getting from tier 5. This is the unlocked tier. I don't have characters starred to go any higher than that. This is where we're stopping today, but this is as far as we need to get for that unlock. Let's do it. Let's see if this poses any challenge to my Brotherhood team. Hopefully not. And in a few moments' time, I will be the proud owner of a Magneto. Alright, here we go. So Kree minions. Interesting. And not very powerful Kree minions either. So I think if you were coming into this, as I said, with gear tier 7, this would be a little bit of a challenge probably with their synergy. But I don't think so, actually. I think this Brotherhood team's got too much synergy. You could probably do it with X-Men too. I'm just saying Brotherhood because I think they're a really easy farm at the beginning. I don't have as much experience with X-Men. But okay, this is trickier now. I mean, it's not going to be a problem for us, but this is trickier. Venom, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, of course, can resurrect characters. That's really annoying. Okay, boom. That was easy. But yeah, this could be tricky if you were lower gear. I still think you could do it with gear 7. Maybe gear 8 or 9 just to be on the safe side. Boom, all those buffs. Love it. Love it. Alright, let's get boom. Juggernaut. There we go. One Kree Oracle left. Boom. And that is it. Easy peasy. There we go. Victory. Victory for the Brotherhood. That was it. Tiers 1 through 5. We should now have, there we go, our final 130 shards. 310. We've got the 5-star unlock on Magneto. Yes, let's go and recruit him right now. Recruit, you betcha. Let's do this. Boom. And I'd already gotten those red stars. That was a pull some time ago. 3 red stars. Very nice indeed. Well, there we go. Magneto, the leader of the Brotherhood of Mutants, finally on my roster. I'm really looking forward to this, not least of all because it means I can move Mystique and Sabretooth over permanently onto my Marauders team and make full use of them, but I'm actually really excited about getting Magneto and Pyro on that Brotherhood team too. It's a really cool team and I'm so pleased I finally have him. Okay, while we're here, why don't we actually just take a quick look at my mutant squad so that we can go over the power levels that I actually had everybody at, because they were quite obviously far too powerful for that event. There's no way you need to have your X-Men or your Brotherhood anywhere near the level that I do at the moment. So let's take a quick look here. So Brotherhood, right, so there we go. So I've got Mystique is on gear 13. Wow, I've forgotten that I'd taken her up to gear 13. And she's on 5-star, 4 red. Sabretooth is gear 12, but with a bunch of gear pieces. And he's 4 red star 2. The Blob is completely 5 red star. Toad, as I said, is 7-star with 4 red. Juggernaut, 5-star, only 2 red, and then Pyro I did not use. And they're all gear 12, except for Mystique, who is gear 13. That was so powerful. Pyro I've taken up to gear 12 as well. He's sitting on 4 stars, 2 red. I think he's going to do okay. I think when I add him and Magneto, he's going to do okay. But what do you think? Have you unlocked Magneto? How do you feel about them changing the frequency of events so that he's going to show up more regularly? More importantly, what do you think about them having more permanent events? Because Iron Man was the only permanent legendary event for so long in the game. They've added the Nick Fury event. They've added the Shuri event. It looks like they're moving toward adding Magneto. They're probably going to add more events too. How do you feel about that? I would love to know your thoughts, comments, and criticisms down below. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey today. It's been great to have you here. If you have found this video enjoyable, entertaining, or informative in any way, please consider giving it a like, a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And while you're here, why not consider subscribing to the channel? I drop new gameplay videos for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and Marvel Strike Force every week. That is all for Liam Aiden Gameplay today. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. In the meantime, look after each other.